Welcome to my official picks and predictions for Week 12 of the 2024 college football season. In this video, I will be going through every single top 25 game for Week 12, and I will predict these scores as well as these spreads and the over-unders. But before we do that, let's start off with recapping my results from last week. And overall, I went 13-6 predicting the games. I went 8-11 against the spread, so I didn't do great. I ended up below 500. But I did have a better week predicting the over-unders. I ended up above 500 with a 10-9 record. But anyways, let's get into predicting this week's games. We have Northwestern versus number 2 Ohio State this Saturday at 12 p.m. Eastern Time. This could be a game where Northwestern sneaks out a cover because it is on the road for Ohio State. And playing at Northwestern is like playing at a high school football stadium. So this is going to be a weird game and atmosphere for Ohio State. But I still like Ohio State to win this game and cover. I think they win it 38-7, but I do have the under for this game. The next game is Arkansas versus number 5 Texas this Saturday at 12 p.m. Eastern Time. This could be a sneaky game for Texas. It seems like Quinn Ewers and that Texas offense has been getting going lately. They scored 49 points against Florida and they dominated Florida. But now they have to travel to Arkansas and play an Arkansas team that is coming off a bye week, and this team has been tough this year. Let's not forget this Arkansas team upset Tennessee earlier in the season, and they nearly beat Texas A&M. This is a 5-4 Arkansas football team, and they aren't that bad. I still like Texas to win this game. I think they win it 38-23, but I like an Arkansas cover in this game, and I have the over. The next game is number 18 Pitt versus number 23 Clemson this Saturday at 12 p.m. Eastern Time. Both these teams were undefeated 2 weeks ago, but Pitt has lost back-to-back games and Clemson lost to Louisville. And personally, I trust this Clemson defense more. They won at Virginia Tech last weekend, and I think they will win at Pitt as well. Clemson is still fighting to make the ACC championship, and they only have one loss in conference play. So I think Clemson will win this game, and I think they're fighting for more than Pitt is. So give me Clemson 31-21, and I think they just cover. And I have the under for this game. The next game is number 20 Colorado versus Utah this Saturday at 12 p.m. Eastern Time. I really like Colorado in this game. They have this game at home. Last year, Colorado nearly beat Utah, and this is a much improved Colorado team in 2024. Utah is coming off of a hard-fought game against BYU, and they really gave it their all in that game. But the following week, they have to play a really good Colorado team that has been rolling lately. I like Colorado to keep up the momentum, and I think they could go all the way to the Big 12 championship and maybe the playoffs. Colorado is a much improved team on defense, and they actually now have a run game. I wouldn't think I would be saying this at the start of the season, but this Colorado team is a very good football team. And I do think they will win this game 31-17, and I think they cover. And I also have the over for this game. The next game is number 11 Alabama versus Mercer this Saturday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. There is no spread out on this game yet. Nothing much to say about this game. Alabama will walk through this game easily. So give me Alabama 56-3. The next game is Purdue versus number 6 Penn State. This game will be played this Saturday at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Can Purdue upset Penn State and ruin their playoff hopes? Probably not. I don't think Purdue is good at all this year. They weren't able to score a single point against that Oregon defense or that Ohio State defense. And Penn State also has an elite defense. So I think Penn State should win this game big. Give me Penn State 38-10. I think they cover the spread, and I have the under. The next game is number 10 Notre Dame versus Virginia this Saturday at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time. A lot of people do not take this Notre Dame team seriously because of that terrible loss to Northern Illinois earlier in the season. But if you really pay attention to what Notre Dame has been doing the last few weeks, this team has been one of the most dominant teams in the country. They were able to score 50 points against Florida State, and the only team that scored in the 30s before Notre Dame was Miami, and Miami has one of the best offenses in the country. So I was impressed that Notre Dame was able to beat Florida State 52-3. I know Florida State is very bad this year, and that wasn't a great win for Notre Dame, but Florida State has a solid defense, and Notre Dame scored 50 on that defense. Riley Leonard and that Notre Dame offense has been clicking on all cylinders lately, and a lot of people are not talking about this team. I think they could be sneaky, and I think they will dominate Virginia at home. This could be a game where Virginia tests this Notre Dame team. Virginia hasn't been bad this year. But right now, I just think I can trust this Notre Dame team. I think Marcus Freeman's squad is improving a lot. So give me Notre Dame 41-14, and I think they cover. and I also have the over for this game. The next game is number 13 SMU versus Boston College this Saturday at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time. I believe this will be a rematch from the bowl game last year where Boston College won it, but I have to roll with this SMU team in 2024. This is a much improved team. Ever since Kevin Jennings took over at quarterback, this has been one of the top scoring offenses in America. And they also have been one of the best teams in the country at forcing turnovers. SMU is a very well-rounded football team, and who knows, they might just be the best team in the ACC. Boston College has been a solid football team this year, but they have really struggled on the road, and I think SMU should win this game. I think they will win it 34-21, but I am taking Boston College to cover, and I have the over. The next game is Florida versus number 15 LSU this Saturday at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time. If DJ Lagway plays in this game, I think Florida has a shot to pull off the upset. Both these teams have been spiraling downhill. They both got dominated by other teams last weekend. But Florida has this game back at home, and if they get DJ Lagway to start in this game, I think they have a shot. LSU obviously has had some coaching issues lately, and personally, I think Brian Kelly might be an overrated football coach. And obviously, this team still has its concerns. I am going to go with LSU to win this game on the road. I think LSU will win it 31-24, and I will take them to cover, and I'll also have the under for this game. But I wouldn't be surprised at all if Florida won this game. But I do think LSU has the advantage defensively. And just watching the way Florida played against Texas last weekend did not look great, so I'm going to roll with LSU to win this game. The next game is Stanford versus number 22 Louisville this Saturday at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Louisville is one of the better 3-loss teams in the country, and that's exactly why they are ranked. But you never know what happens when a team travels across the country to play in a game like this. And I don't think Louisville is an unbeatable football team, but Stanford has just been that bad. So I am going to go with Louisville in this game, 35-21. But it really wouldn't surprise me if Stanford somehow kept this game close. They did it against Syracuse. In fact, they beat Syracuse. But obviously, the Stanford team is still young, and they really have struggled this year. So give me Louisville in this game by 2 scores. I'm taking Stanford to cover, and I have the under. The next game is South Carolina versus number 24 Missouri this Saturday at 4:15 p.m. Eastern Time. What a game it was between Missouri and Oklahoma last weekend. That was a crazy end to the game, and Missouri didn't end up winning it. Earlier in the season, this game would have definitely favored Missouri, but I think South Carolina is a legit top 20 team. I think they are a very good SEC team. They may have 3 losses, but 2 of those losses come to LSU and Alabama, and they really should have won both those games. The only game where South Carolina has been concerning this year was in the game where they lost to Ole Miss by 30 points. But South Carolina has been a very good team at home this year, and I think they will beat Missouri in this game. I just think South Carolina is the better football team, and I think this matchup favors South Carolina. So give me South Carolina in this game 27-20. I'm taking Missouri to cover, and I have the over. The next game is San Jose State versus number 12 Boise State this Saturday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Boise State has been getting tested the last couple of weeks. They only beat Nevada by 1 touchdown. And San Jose State on the road is not going to be the easiest game on that Boise State schedule. San Jose State is coming off an impressive win on the road against Oregon State. San Jose State has this game back at home. They are 6-3 and a decent football team, and I can see San Jose State keeping this game close and maybe putting Boise State on upset alert. I am going to roll with Boise State on the road. I think Ashton Jeanty will be the difference in this game just like he is in every game. So give me Boise State 38-31, but I do think San Jose State will cover, and I have the over. The next game is number 19 Kansas State versus Arizona State this Saturday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Arizona State has really been one of the surprise teams of this college football season. Cam Scatterbo has been a breakout running back for this team, but they don't really have any really good wins on the schedule. An easy schedule has favored this Arizona State team, and that's why they are 7-2. But Kansas State might be the best team they have faced on that schedule yet. I really trust Chris Klieman to have this Kansas State team ready to play at home coming off of a bye week. Arizona State is not unbeatable in any means. They have won multiple one-possession games this year, and they haven't really played anybody. Kansas State has been inconsistent, but I think they are the better football team, and they have this game at home. So give me Kansas State to win a close game at home, 34-28, but I am taking Arizona State to cover, and I have the over. shows up this year, or be other guys, and this will truly test their depth on that roster. It just depends on which Wisconsin team shows up in this game. They've showed some good things this year. And Oregon could be looking ahead towards that bye week and towards the postseason, knowing they need to get some of their guys healthy. I do think this is a very well-coached Oregon football team, and I do think they will overcome the road test. Give me Oregon in this game 34-17, and I think they cover. And I will also take the under for this game. The next game is number 3 Georgia versus number 7 Tennessee this Saturday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. It blows my mind that Georgia is nearly a double-digit favorite in this game, when Georgia has lost 2 games this season and Carson Beck can't stop turning the ball over. And they are playing one of the top defenses in the country and a team that is very good at forcing turnovers in the Tennessee Volunteers. Look, I know Georgia hardly loses at home, but I just think this is a different Georgia team this year, and I think Tennessee is playing very good football lately. Nico Iamaleava continues to get better, and I trust that Tennessee rushing attack over Georgia's rushing attack. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I think Georgia is going to lose their 3rd game of the season and miss out on the college football playoffs. So give me Tennessee to win a close game on the road 23-20. I'm definitely taking Tennessee to cover, and I think they outright win, and I have the under for this game. The next game is number 14 Texas A&M versus New Mexico State this Saturday at 7:45 p.m. Eastern Time. Texas A&M should win this game big. I don't think Texas A&M is like Auburn last year. Auburn actually lost to New Mexico State. But I think Mike Elko will have his squad ready to play, and I think they win this game big. Give me Texas A&M 42-10. I do think New Mexico State will cover, and I have the under. Washington State is the much better football team. Nothing much to say about this game. Give me Washington State 42-27. I think they will cover the spread, and I have the under. And lastly, we have number 9 BYU versus Kansas this Saturday at 10:15 p.m. Eastern Time. BYU is undefeated. They've won multiple one-possession games, but I think this is the game where they slip up. I know Kansas' season has kind of been ruined. They aren't going to make the Big 12